It's starting to push later into the evening now. You guys have returned to the tavern.
And as we returned to the tavern, did we see hustle and bustle of people rising up in rebellion by any chance?
Not yet.
Okay.
Overnight rebellion!
It's been fairly fresh since you even started the word of it.
We were very discreetly putting the dust of tracelessness on.
Yes, you were. Yeah. And you were finding your way through. There doesn't appear to be anyone following. Plus, there was a large distraction with Sir Carrion's homestead being lit on fire. The rain taking care of most of it, but it drew people out of their homes to see this giant blazing symbol of the Dorolo family burning across the rooftop. So a message was definitely left and probably received by somebody. And what are your plans?
One down. How many left? How many are there left?
Four?
Two.
Four.
Jesus.
There are 5 total? Whoa, I did math.
Remember, 6 barrels. One's empty.
Right.
Do you think that the other 2 are the barrel names? So 2 are Silas and Delilah.
Yes.
The other, and we know that one of the other 2 barrel names resides in that place that we found. The Countess. What was her name? The Doctor.
Dr. Ripley.
Dr. Ripley.
And what's the 4th name?
Professor Anders.
Are we really going to talk about names right now and not the giant, creepy smoke monster that came out of you, Percy?
You didn't look surprised when that happened.
No, in fact, you pulled down your mask, which you don't normally do in battles.
It felt... It didn't feel like a surprise. I don't know, it didn't feel good. I was hoping it would.
You didn't seem to mind it as it was happening.
I think I wanted him to recognize me.
Who?
Kyrian. I don't know. I was hoping it would feel better.
Could you feel it happening while it was? Were you conscious? Do you remember what you did?
What the fuck is it? What is it, Percival? What is it?
A few years ago, I had a dream. I had a very intense dream, and in this dream, something asked me if I wanted revenge, and if I wanted the means to have revenge. And all I would have to do in return is offer up the souls of those I took.
Oh, that's all?
Wait, what?
It was a dream.
Yeah, it was a dream.
It was just a dream,
And yet you've fashioned your entire life's goal upon this dream.
I woke up in the morning with an idea, and I built that idea, and I thought it was prophetic, and lately I've been feeling a bit of strain and recalling it, but it was just a dream. It wasn't...
So the day after this dream is when you first developed your pepper box?
It's not the first time I felt inspired in my life. It wasn't real. It wasn't real.
Well, we're clearly not talking about a dream anymore. We all saw it, so... Do you have any theories?
I don't know. I've never thought about it. It didn't matter.
It matters now.
I don't know what to do.
Who's the last bullet for?
If I really wanted revenge, if revenge was what I was after, that there would be no stopping it, and there would be casualties along the way, and I would have to give up things, and I would have to hurt people. And that was the price. And so that last barrel is because it's not just 5 names. I know that I'm going to have to keep hurting people, and that this thing existing is just going to keep hurting people. It's the knowledge that it never ends. It's because I haven't just killed 5 people. I've killed a lot of people on my way here. I've killed them with you. And it's to remind me that this is what I've chosen.
What are we to look forward to, Percival? Where are we going?
I was hoping that once I'd finished serving revenge, that perhaps I could serve repentance.
You're speaking of these as if they're metaphysical beings.
I no longer trust myself. I wouldn't expect you to trust me,
It's stretching a little thin right now, Percy.
but I trust you.
Can I just do a quick insight to see if he's being entirely honest?
You may. He seems very earnest, very broken, confused but driven, and there isn't any part of his voice that seems to conceal or attempt to hold back any information.
Are you afraid you're gonna hurt us?
No. I'm afraid I'm going to disappoint you.
Well, look, it's gonna help him on his quest to get revenge and kill all the people that killed his family, right? So can we do that? And then if he gets out of control, we bop him on the head and take him to a temple.
I think that's the best plan we have,
I
actually.
mean, he was
Ron.
really rest, and then we get to go find another housey.
Well, maybe we should, now that I guess we have the knock Percy out in case of emergency plan, should we have a revolution plan? Because we seem to be divided on that.
Eventually, everyone's managed to gather your evening's rest. You come to consciousness, the cold morning greets you. No seeming further incident in the cellar.
Oh, thank God.
Into the evening.
Because
You're welcome.
I would like everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Right.
No problem.
Hey, does my...
Keela.
24.
Alrighty. Percy. Okay.
Oh, no.
Not Percy!
You don't know.
Oh God! Look at that smirk on his face!
Wow,
Oh
fuck
God!
you, Matt.
Fine.
Fuck you, Matt.
So as you all come to consciousness,
God damn it.
I would like you to put another point of corruption on your sheet.
Oh, no.
Son
How
of
many
a
can
fuck.
you get before you're, like, totally evil?
Going
actually does
going
sound good.
forward, these sadistic tendencies that you've been exerting through a lot of this event are becoming harder and harder to control. Be mindful that when you strike to kill, you strike to torture before you do.
That's so cool. I mean, terrible.
Is he the only one that was
Tough
affected
job,
this
right?
time again?
Yep.
We find another house to kill now. I mean, to carefully investigate and thoroughly due diligence the heads before we smash them.
Scanlon, I think you and I are gonna go see how people are feeling in the town.
So I'm to see us
Yes.
as peasants again.
Yes.
Same peasants, yes.
Different looking.
Seeming, feel me, touch me, heal me.
Sorry, folks.
All right.
So we're all
Got
peasants.
a gnome
and
bard wizard over here.
I'm a cute little boy with a lazy eye to match my grandma.
So there you
I
go.
have the hat of disguise on underneath, just so even if it drops, I'm still not me.
Okay, good to know. Notice, comparison to previous days, there is a little more energy to the streets. People seem to be moving back and forth with hustle and business.
Everyone, let's meet over at the ladies' chamber once you're finished with your business.
All right, now you
Did I hear
guys.
that?
Yeah. I'm dragging you along by the scruff of the ear.
Pa, please.
Shut up!
I'm tired.
Looking for...
The Journey's End Tavern. It's pretty barren. You walk inside. There are two employees. One who's behind the bar and is currently just reading through a book. The second is currently pouring a drink for the one patron that's in there. It looks to be kind of slovenly-looking gentleman who's sitting at a table drinking his woes away as he's currently going through what looks like a ledger of some kind. And there is a tavern employee with an apron on he's this kind of younger red-headed boy who's trying to fill the flag in, and all this gentleman at the table is kind of cursing at him to the side. Other than that, it's empty.
Empty.
Living to be had and watched on these days. It's nothing but misery.
Something's gotta change here. I can't live, I can't give him what they want. I can't feed him.
It's
What are we
true.
fucking supposed to do here?
I haven't eaten in 3 days.
That's the worst fucking part. Is you know that there's always an easy exit.
What? What?
Well, you think the folks who've taken their life at this point, you think that's the end, but no, not in this town. No, I just get right back up the next day.
Oh God,
There
it's
is no
Walking
way
Dead
out.
town.
The fuck are you talking about?
Talking about the hopelessness, there is no escape of this misery. Either you try and stay alive and exist in this bullshit, or you die and become one of them. I've been trying to find a way out of this city for months now. But they're always watching.
I take a huge drink of the mug in front of me. Someone should run these fuckers out of town.
That ain't gonna happen, mate. Sorry.
I have a friend named Kevin. He says there is someone trying to do something about it. He says that's what caused that fire yesterday over at that big fancy house. He
Yeah, I heard
says
about that.
there's rebels afoot. Oh, I'm just saying what I overheard. My friend Kevin, he's truthful. When he lies, his papa beats him, so I believe him. He said that someone really strong took out someone who was at that big fancy house that was all aflame the other day. He said that there's lots of them and that they're gonna free us all from this hell we live in.
Be nice for a change for there to be someone up to fucking fight for this shit all over the place.
I start fake weeping into my cup.
He goes, oh no. No need for that. Gonna make me lose my appetite. I hate the sound of a grown man crying. Chin up, and he takes and flicks a coin at your face.
Oh, fuck.
Look, if what he's saying's true, and we got some sort of savior making their way into town, well, let's hope they're at least a little more prepared than the last ones.
The last ones?
Well, the uprising 3 years ago. Are you new to this fucking town?
3 years ago, Papa wouldn't let me out of the closet, so I didn't hear much of what was going on.
Okay, first and foremost, you gotta treat your boy better. Gonna raise someone no better than the motherfuckers running Whitestone right now if you keep this up.
Did you really puke or did you fake puke?
I'm sorry about my papa. He's had such a hard time these last few years. Our crops are not performing well, and he's under a lot of pressure. And well, I think Mama doesn't love him anymore.
Everything else about this savior coming into town. Go ahead and talk to Trevor over there at the edge of the bar. And you see over there, there's the guy who's behind the bar with his book. He doesn't even notice all this happening. Guy in his like mid-30s, glasses at the end of his nose. His hair's slicked back and pulled into a taut ponytail, and he's just sitting there reading through his book. Go ahead and tell Trevor. Because the rest of us would like to go out in a blaze of glory than live in this bullshit.
Let's go. I turn around and I just take the rest of his drink.
And as he pulls me away, and I sort of, slovenly turn after him, I turn back for a second, and I just completely sober up. Hello, as resound. Walk down.
What do you say? I didn't even hear. Hello or something.
He kind
Hello's
of
returned.
gives a keen glance and nods slowly as you walk away. Looks over at the bartender for a second. And then you exit the building. All right. You guys all convene at the ladies' chamber. Walking to the outside. The other day, there were a few folks walking into the courtyard. Today, there's a group of about 25 people, all different dress, from what would be considered a Whitestone middle class, the few there are, to a number of other peasantry, farm hands, and other folk that just look destitute by nature of existence here, all gathered in the amphitheater, and what appears to be a relatively hushed sermon or discussion currently going on by Keeper Yenin. Have come to my ears, friends, that this unrest now has a name. I'm sure you've seen it, the fire atop that building this morning. You watched as one of your oppressors was cut from his high throne.
one of his close advisors, scarred, tortured, shown the strength of this hidden ally of us, the oppressed peoples of Whitestone. He looks up over the group a little bit, past the streets, carefully. I have come to believe that perhaps this is the time for us to band together and show our support. Now, the information is still vague. But just keep your eyes open. Be careful. Be quiet. As things progress, word will find you.
At which point the sermon kind of breaks and people begin to walk away and scatter.
I want to watch people as they walk away and kind of try to read their lips as they're walking away to see if everybody seems like loyal to what he said or if anybody seems a little...
Everyone is silent. Everyone is quiet and everyone is looking warily and kind of making their own separate paced exits so as not to draw attention. As he's like begins putting out some of the incense burners, looks over and sees.
Ah, yes. You return, please. Follow me.
And he steps outside of the amphitheater and around the back of it.
Follow?
Okay. Around the back of the amphitheater, you see there is constructed, attached to the very, very far end of this kind of round half dome, a square brick building, very, very simple. And as he ushers you all inside, it's essentially a tea room. There's,
Please sit. Have tea if you like, if you're so interested. We have much to discuss. So, I am to believe that these allies you spoke of previously were responsible for this dastardly attack on Sir Karen.
That could be inferred.
Well, I've spoken privately with a number of the remaining community leaders of our town, and they are unconvinced. Understand, this isn't the first time an insurrection has been attempted, and much sorrow was endured after previous failures. We keep hope best we can, but without a solid plan, we are sending the rest of our able-bodied into the abyss.
What happened last time?
Well, in a similar fashion, we had a number of fed-up individuals decide to finally raise some sort of aggressive act against the castle, attempt to storm it by force. We figured we had the numbers. There are many dangers in that castle that go beyond what we were prepared for. And as such, the few that survived, well, they met the fate most do at the Sun Tree these days. So we've been remiss to put ourselves in a similar position for many years now. And to make matters worse, our informant within the castle has gone silent this past few weeks, and we have no idea the progression of the Briarwood's plot.
What's your informant?
I don't know the name. The information comes through, Actually, he should be arriving here in just a moment.
What did they find underneath Whitestone?
All that we know is they've been rebuilding or repurposing something old and terrible beneath the city. I've only heard whispers of it referred to as the ziggurat.
The ziggurat?
Now, to go into the deep history of the city as you are outsiders, legend speaks of a seed that the Sun Tree was placed by Pelor himself to seal a wound in the light, and Whitestone rose around it. Now, the fable has long been told, but ever since those fiends took the city, their interest beneath the city has kept me thinking on this fable. It leaves me very unsettled. And as the Sun Tree slowly died, so did our confidence.
Further, at which point the door across the room opens. And another enters the room. A very, very elderly man steps into his ragged robes, draped on his very, very thin, frail form.
I wink at him.
Weathered skin is dark and leathery. He's nearly hairless in his head, and his liver spots all over his scalp. One of his eyes is clouded over in white, and he's kind of shimmies in very slowly.
I ask you, strangers, what makes you so sure you can change the tide of this battle.
Drop seeming. Drop it.
Do I recognize this person?
As old as he may be, there is a subtle power and resonance and confidence to his voice that there's just a force of personality and conviction that immediately leads you to believe this man is, or once was, a man of great power and respect.
Are there windows in the room?
There are 2 windows. They are currently shut with
Can we bring the
curtains.
seeming back up?
We should show him.
You, Percy, recognize this man. He was once the Chancellor to your father, and a long-respected philosopher in Whitestone known as Archibald Desney.
Right, I will drop Percy's seeming.
Okay. There's the slamming sound as the tome he's holding hits the floor.
Hello, Archie.
Percival. Sweet Percival.
Not so sweet these days. I did not think you would have lived.
I thought you had perished in the subjugation. Percival, you have no idea the joy this brings to my heart.
And he reaches out and kind of like just touches the edge of your face like he's still in disbelief.
With you here, Percival, we've 2 Derolos spearheading a rebellion. We have the guiding light the people need.
Who else survived?
We must succeed, Percival. If this fails, there won't be anyone else left to rise up. They're nearing their goal, according to your sister, Cassandra. We haven't much time. Your sister leaves Percival.
Oh, shit!
She survived the attack and was taken as the personal assistant or slave of the Briarwoods and used as an example, a symbol of their dominance. She's been feeding us information for years, whenever she could, and she was the helping guide the last 2 attempts we've made. We've not received a letter for her in weeks now. But no, you're not the only surviving member of your family. I will talk to your people. I will talk to mine. You will have your militia.